Thank you all for coming. We're going to get started. Some people may come in during. Dave, if you want to come on up as our guest of honor. We had another patient scheduled to go on with David today, Marla, and we can't get a hold of her, so hopefully she's okay. The both of them had great stories to tell, and David has had lapband surgery and Marla had the gastric sleeve, so it was kind of a nice dichotomy of both surgeries. But enough about her, we'll talk about David today. Some of you in the crowd have had surgery, so obviously you've had your own success. So this is something where we just wanted kind of David to come up, and the reason I chose him or asked him to do it, not that he's any better than anybody else out there, but from the time that he came in, the first time, well not the first time, but you know, he was ready to do this. You could tell nothing was going to get in his way. I was really, I just thought it was funny, his line of work, the things that his own business is basically picking up roadkill and deceased animals, and you know, not everybody wants to do that job, so it's kind of funny that he took on that. And he has to pick up very heavy things, basically, and his weight and his back and all these things were making it hard on him, that he had to ask his family members to help him out, and sometimes, you know, he wouldn't be able to do it as well. And the other thing is his wife. She was a little bit not too excited about him having this surgery. She loves him very much, and she wasn't sure this was the right choice for him. And nothing wrong with that at all. Having her, how long has Vincent's surgery?
Last February,
a year. So after a year, to see the changes in her too, and how she's come along, lost weight out herself, and she's just so happy for him and his success. It's just a cool story. You've lost how much weight? Let's talk about starting weight and current weight.
420 starting.
420.
248 as of Thursday.
248 as of Thursday. So that's, do the math. I think that I said 180.
178, I think.
Okay, I rounded up by 2.
Somewhere in there.
All right. And 180 pounds a year, basically, and a lot of that was done even before the surgery. He was ready to go and really just motivated. He comes to almost every support group. He is in the office every week, weighing in. He, if we see him, great. If not, he'll just come in and weigh in and leave. That's fine too with him. But if I get a chance to chat with him for a few minutes, fine with me. He just takes advantage of all the support. He's a busy guy. He came to our Feed Our Starving Children events. You know, not to make anybody out there feel like they have to do all this. That's not my point. It's just that he has really taken it upon himself to put this first in his life. And what has happened is everybody else in his life has benefited because he put himself first, including his wife, his kids, and I'm sure his coworkers, his family, and everybody else in your life. He's just a happier person because of it. So that's a really good thing. Now, I'm not going to talk too much because I want him to talk, but that's kind of my introduction to him. David, I'm going to have you on Periscope Live, so even though there's not 100 people in the room, there's going to be a lot of people watching online, and I'm going to record it, so this will be for everybody to see. And we'll see how it goes. Go ahead and expound on what I just said, and I'll ask you some questions, and we'll just take it from there. Okay? Okay. If you need that, it's up to you.
Hi, I'm David Callis, as Mike just said. Started, I don't know, actually a year ago, or well, a year and a half ago, November, I got sick and it had nothing to do with me.
Okay, I'll put this on here.
So, for obvious reasons, can't get rid of your Tillman jersey, okay? But this is what I wore, and at that point, I was at the height. Before I went in and got this done, this was actually tight on me. And when my mom got it for me, it was not so tight, but it was still a little bit. But it was the biggest jersey she could find. She had to scour to find me a jersey to fit. So my son and I decided we were going to go to a game this year. I said, hey, I want to wear my jersey, and I put it on. And my wife said, you're not going out of the house in that. Even took this. This was bursting at the seams at that point. So
Very cool.
I kept it, it won't go anywhere.
That's excellent.
Have
Nice.
any questions? Did you have some things
I-
you wanted to do?
sure.
Like, I don't know if I covered everything.
Well, I want to see, does anybody have any questions for him though? Because obviously a lot of you had your own journeys. Maybe you just started, kind of maybe about motivation, about anything that you could think of that you can ask, or ask a question, like a support group type question where I can answer it for you.
Because he got a 44 pounds weight, not me. I was there in the 40 pounds.
You lost 40 pounds?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations. Excellent.
And you feel better, huh?
Oh yes, it made me.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. See, a lot of people in this room have lost a lot of weight too. Excellent. Does anybody else have any questions? Yes.
I've kind of like, I was really good when I started because obviously, you know, getting going, I do walking. And so I found when I first started, I was more structured walking, where I would watch my numbers each day on my phone and do the, you know, the miles and stuff like that. Then I realized I'm obviously getting to that weight. I'm not a big exercise person. So I realized it was easier, much like setting my alarm clock 15 minutes ahead. Even though I know that that time is wrong, it helps me to get up. I realized that just doing those extra things, parking further away, it's all walking right now. I haven't got into any lifting or anything. I lift every day for work, which I did find became a kind of an issue because I don't have the leverage I used to have. It's just a lot of extra walking. Anywhere I can find that extra bit, I'll walk to the store. We'll take the extra lap around. My wife now, she runs, and I can't do that, but God bless her, she's doing it now. I did a little bit. I did run a little bit last night, yes, but not a lot. It was cool to know that I could do it. But yeah, it's just anywhere I can find it. Right now, it's all walking. Anything I can get, any extra steps. I wasn't as keen on the set, so like if we have anything we're gonna go get a drink, not alcohol. You know, going to get a water, my wife wants a soda down at the thing, we walk there. If we're gonna go to, even Sam's Club's across from it, it's not far, but we carry the stuff back with us. Or we walk down to Fry's, which for me it's like, I don't know, a mile or so. If I'm off work, which is a rarity, sometimes I'll park the vehicle at my shop and walk home, so that's a couple miles. So it's anywhere I can find little things so that I'm kind of tricking myself that it doesn't feel like I'm actually exercising. I don't know, it's trying to fool myself. But it works, I guess.
Yeah, because you're so active on your job, it really is.
Yeah,
you know.
I do a lot, yeah. And now it's easier to do stuff at work. So I do the extra, whereas I would park very close to whatever I'm picking up before. I may park down a little ways, you know, and like take that extra walk and be like, you know, now before it was like, I got the lights on my truck and so I can just, I can park on the sidewalk really close or do that. And sometimes I still have to because of safety, but if it's not and I know like I can do that extra, I'll park in the parking lot down the way and walk just to make an excuse to have to walk. And then I know once I'm out there, I got to get back to the truck, so now I got to walk back. So I get those steps where I can.
Let me see that. So, more questions, yes.
What's your typical day schedule as far as when you eat? Are you eating out? If so,
I do eat out. Like I said, I've hit cruise control now, but I'm very strict on my breakfast and lunches usually stay strict. And we discussed this when I went in, and I went on maybe sometimes I don't remember things well, but it works for me, so as long as it's working. I do six times a day I eat. So to start off breakfast, I do the Premier protein shake. I'll try Mike's new concoction now and see if I like that. And a banana. I didn't like bananas before, now I do. One of the big reasons was I liked apples before, and I have a tough time getting the apple peels down. And so I found the bananas worked well, so I do that. Then I'll have a snack somewhere midway between breakfast and lunch. Usually I do the protein bar, the Nature Valley's protein. I did find that looking at the diet stuff, a lot of stuff that says they're diet bars are not. And so I've gotten pretty good at looking at the labels. So I do a bar, almost always. My breakfast and that mid are almost religious. That's almost always one. Lunch, depending, I'll do the healthy choice steamer meals, because I'm at work. Now something I did do that might convey. This is why I like group, because sometimes you don't think about stuff that you know it makes sense. But he's like, sometimes you got to make time, and I always thought, well, I'm in a hurry, I'm busy, I'm on call, and so I'm constantly running. And like, well, then that justified, well, then I can stop at fast food and eat that. That's easier because that's quicker. And so I've started to make the time, because sometimes you just got to make that time. And so now I eat it at work. I have a microwave there, I have my freezer, and I make my meal. And that's the majority of my lunches. So that's a set calorie intake, and those are under 300 calories. So at that point, I'm not even